Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I'm Jenny. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel. All you need to do is hit that little red button down there in the corner that says subscribe. When you subscribe, you get notifications on my videos and the content and so on. And I also go live monthly offering free clairvoyant psychic readings to you. So the only way that you're going to find out is to subscribe to my channel and tune in because you never know what messages spirit have for you. And of course, if you do want to book a reading, soulworkwithjenny.com. I'm an animal communicator, past life akashic records reading, give you insights into what I see in all different areas in your life. So now let's begin this week's cosmic vibes. Now I give you insights into what to expect every day, every single day. You know, what days are best to manifest this, what days are best not to do this, and so on and so on. Now, we are in February. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I've already talked about this year's events. You'll have to watch my 2025 predictions video that I had put out in December 2024, because things that I have said is happening and is going to happen and so on. So now let's break it down. Let's just break it down. Now, this week, the 1st to the 8th of February, like this whole entire month, let's say, it's a very powerful month. This week is the week where make a wish. Be very specific what you want. If you're wanting like a relationship, you know what? You could get that phone call. You could get that message unexpectedly. You're going to have reunions. You very well could hear from people from your past coming up. We have this energy of love unconditionally. You know, February, we have Valentine's Day, we have a lot of things happening. However, this week, I'm just saying, be really, really open. There's going to be like destined partners coming. And destined partners can be business connections. You know, maybe you have applied for a job and you're like, oh my gosh, I just got the call. I just got the call. I got the job. Maybe some of you are working on projects or, you know, all of a sudden that person reaches out to you. Actually, you know what? I'm free. I can help you with that now. Maybe you're going to get that call to, you know what? You got that house. Or, you know what? You're you have that pet coming, or you're pregnant. Like seriously, like whatever it is, start writing it down. There's new doors opening, career opportunities, dream jobs, hearing news unexpectedly that you've been waiting to hear for like, oh my God, I've been waiting to hear about this, or have that confirmation, like, oh my gosh, right? And one of the reasons is why is because we have the end of Uranus retrograde. That's why I talk about certain energies that are going on every day. You know, we all go through these challenges and all of that, like, oh my God, right? We all do. Nobody likes challenges. And sometimes, yeah, you know, where the planets are, it's like Mercury retrograde, let's say. You know, there's certain things that you should not do during that time. However, there's certain times when I'm like, you know what, this is the time to do this, to do that. However, this is the week to really pay attention to what you want. Be very specific, be very detailed. You know, it's like creating a vision board, creating you know, intentions and all of that. You have to be very specific and detailed with what you want. Because you can also revamp your goals this week. You can revamp your goals at any time, right? It's like all this, I mean, even yesterday, for instance, there's something I had on my vision board that I'm like, you know, I'm not drawn to that anymore. I'm not really wanting to cross it off. That's how you get to know yourself because you are evolving and you have been transforming. You have been transforming in quantum leaps. Yeah, but Jenny, I don't know about that. Yes, you have. You know, this is when things are going to be coming together even more so this week in divine timing. And this week as well, like even February, but this week, it's like really pay attention to what you're doing this week and working on, because what you're working on and towards, you're going to see those results coming in the springtime, more so in the springtime. You know, short time goals, long time goals, such and such and such. Oh, but Jeni, I was working on my goals that I felt like I went backwards. All of a sudden, like all of this happened and oh my God, all of this work that I did, it's crashing. Okay, so pause right there. Pause right there. Because your soul wants things to come more in alignment with you. If you've been like working out so hard every day, God, Jeni, I pulled a muscle, I tore a muscle, or like, oh my gosh, like, okay, hang on. Like, seriously, just take it easy. Things are coming back into more alignment. This is divine timing. It's like, what did you learn from that? You know, what are you letting go of? What have you let go of as well? Because the first and the second of February, you know, as we're entering in this, you're going to feel more compassionate. You know, so oh my God, I can't believe I gained weight, or I can't believe I tore muscles, or I can't believe that I did this when I wanted to do it. Like all of that kind of stuff. Just hang in, don't be hard on yourself. Nobody's perfect. Look at where you were, look at where you are now, because you're going to be wanting to be more grounded. You know, get out, go for a walk. You know, do like maybe a workout if you haven't been active with your body, right? You know, like whatever it is, have a long bath, go for a swim, go for a walk in nature, certain things like that. Because when you're doing that, you're going to get more in touch with Mother Nature and so on. And not only just that, really pay attention to synchronicities, the first and the second as well. You might be like, oh, now I get it. Now I understand why. Just like that unexpected phone call. You know, I made that wish. Oh my God, I'm finally seeing my wish coming true this week. Seriously, I'm not kidding you. You know, and really pay attention to, you know, what do I need to let go of? Like, what do I really need to let go of? You know how I said, like, even on my vision board, it was like, you know, I had something on there, but I'm like, I'm just not pulled to it anymore. I let it go. I crossed it off. That's how you get to know yourself. That's how you get to know, you know what, I don't want to move in that direction anymore. I want to move towards this and I want to move towards that. You know, really pay attention to like your habits. You know, like we can all have bad habits with things, right? Like I do. Nobody's perfect, right? I had a little too much chocolate, I must admit. You know, but it was just like nobody touched my chocolate, I can tell you that, right? You know, just certain things, like whatever it is. It's like, okay, well, now let's get back on track with things. Really pay attention to your behavior. Maybe you're like, you know, you've been not treating people as well, let's say. You know, you got to be careful with that because what energy you send out, it comes right back. It really does. You should be happy for other people. Why would you not be happy for other people, right? Like, seriously, is there not enough bullshit in the world going on, just to be very blunt? Why would you not want people to be at peace and happiness? Like, come on, you guys, seriously. So, what energy you send out, it comes back, but it has to be from the heart. It has to be right from the right intentions. You just can't say that. So you very well will start revamping things, you know, like I'm saying, like the vision board, set intentions. It's like, okay, you know, I didn't do my workout 3 times this week that I wanted to. God, take it easy. Your muscles need to heal, right? So just certain things. I'm just giving you certain type of examples and so on. So you're going to find that even on the third and the fourth, you're going to be a lot more optimistic. Maybe you got that phone call. Maybe you got that wish already. I'm telling you, things can happen very quickly this week. So you're going to start communicating more. You got that phone call, you got that message, let's say. So it's just like, oh my gosh, right? Let me communicate more. And actually today, um, Aqua Aura, right? If you have to, like, if you've got a job interview or you're doing a talk or you need to have your talk with your person or like whoever it is, blue is the throat chakra. So this helps you, let's say, you know, like communicate more. Communicate. Always communicate from your heart. Wear blue, right? Blue helps you communicate as well. Any color blue. Go by what you're drawn to and really pay attention because you're going to be more creative and you might be like studying. Maybe some of you had signed up for a course, let's say, and this is the week you're starting it. Maybe this is the week you're starting training. So you're going to find that you're going to be networking a lot more on the 3rd and the 4th. You could be like, you know what, I'm going to sign up for that class. Oh, I want to start up for that training. Maybe I want to get a degree in this, go to college, university, or take courses, like whatever it is, you're going to feel that fully. Really pay attention because you could have a lot of growth and expansion on the 3rd and the 4th. Oh, I'm so tired. When you're feeling tired, that is your body, mind, and soul telling you, slow down, like really slow down. Like I wasn't feeling well this past few days, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I am so incredibly burnt out and exhausted. So, I had something I was supposed to do and I canceled it. I'm like, look, I can't, I'm not feeling well. Right. So, my soul is like, yeah, you need rest. You need to like take time out. So when you're feeling that, and especially in your body, really pay attention to that. That's your body wanting you to just sit back and let's refocus, let's rethink, turn the world off, turn your phones off, whatever it is. Have some real quiet time for yourself because you're going to find that when you do that, or if you have done that, let's say, that things on the 3rd and the 4th are going to be coming back together, like certain things that were delayed, certain things that like just felt was stuck, that wasn't going anywhere. You're going to be like, now I can make new plans. Now, I got that call or that text. Now I know approximately when that's going to happen. If it's a new job, maybe it's like, what, I'm starting a new job March 1st, let's just say as an example. Like whenever it is, now I can get away. Now I can go on my vacation, or now I can get certain things done before I start that. So, things like this are going to come together with making new plans. And you're also going to see your worth a lot more. And as you're seeing your worth, you're taking your power back as well. How many people have allowed other people to walk over them and all of these things? We all go through stuff like that. And at different times, you're like, you know what, I've had enough. I've had enough, no matter what it is. I'm saying no, I'm not doing that anymore. So you're going to see that happening too, because when you start taking your power back, you start healing and letting go, and you can gain a lot of courage and wisdom from that as well. Because on the 5th and the 6th of February, you're going to be like, wow, I'm seeing a lot more clarity now. Like, thank the Lord, right? It's almost like, God, I've been waiting for like that phone call, that message, or all of a sudden, and it's like, thank you, Lord. Now I got it confirmed. Like whatever it is, let's say that dream message, that message you've been waiting to hear. Now I can put things into plan, into action even more and more and more and more. But just be careful. You don't want to rush anything on the 5th and the 6th. It's like, okay, now I know I can start putting more plans, together. Like we got all this energy, we're running around. No, just pace yourself, pace yourself. Just allow things to flow naturally. Allow things, because when you surrender what you're trying to force and control, believe me, you get that phone call. Like that happened to me last month. That happens to me a lot because I surrender things. I work on things forward. And then I'm like, I'm surrendering this up to spirit. Like, maybe this just isn't going to happen, let's say. And boom, right the very next day out of nowhere. And this was not a phone call I was expecting to maybe hear about till maybe later in the fall this year. Boom, he called me right out of the blue and goes, hey, Jeni, you know what? And I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? Yes, totally. Sign me up. I'm all over that. Like, oh my God, right? So you can get that at any time when you surrender, let go of the flow. And as I'm saying, this is a week you could get that a lot more. So just really, really, really pay attention. Whenever we get more energy, it's, spirit and your soul saying, let's get a few things done, right? Done out of the way, your priorities, especially work on your priorities, what needs done. Because when you work on things that you're like, oh my God, I got to do this, but I don't want to. We all know what that's like, right? And I'm like, oh my God. Like even today, I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? I'm just turning my fan on. It's pretty warm. So whenever you focus on things like this, and it's like, okay, let me just get this done and out of the way so I can move on with my life, so I can relax more and stuff like that. Because whenever we get exhausted, that's spirit saying, okay, that's your down times. You've been on the go, you've been doing this, and that. Now we want you to really, really, really like slow down. So just really pay attention to what you're struggling with, like what are you really, really struggling with? Is it a relationship? Is it a job? Is it a situation? Because it's gonna really bother you, on the 5th and the 6th. It's like, I know I gotta do this. I know I gotta do that. Because when you don't resolve situations, it's gonna get harder. It's gonna become more challenging. And then out of the blue, boom, you start vocalizing and you could say something you regret because you've been holding on for so long. We all don't want to have uncomfortable conversations, let's say, with certain people, whoever, or whatever. However, we have to in order to move on. We have to in order to find that peace within. Because when you talk your truth with what feels right for you, being authentic and with the right intention, that's the only thing that matters. We all have our own journey to walk on and go through and such like that. So you might find that you might have some kind of like sleepless nights as well, because we still have the energy really powerful up and down the Schumann resource and all of these things. Like some of you might be having hot flashes, cold flashes, and it's not just because like menopause, let's say, right? Because your body's adjusting to certain energies and stuff like that too. So your body could also be saying, slow down, like take time for you. Just really, really slow down. Because when let's say you have to make changes, like some of you have made career changes as well. So you might get pulled this week to, I've been wanting to do this and wanting to get that. And like I said, you might get that phone call from somebody, you know what? My week just freed up. I'm able to now help you work on your project. I'm able now to help you build this or like build that. Maybe the contractor, you know what? Actually, my client, like delaying stuff. So now I'm free to help do some renovations or like whatever it is, right? Really pay attention to what really, really opens, because you have to really balance your time. Like if you're the one who's like giving, 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 giving all the time, but Jeni, I'm not seeing things happen. And I'd be like, okay, because you're giving all the time. Like I give a lot. I have a big heart and everything. However, you have to set boundaries because people will take you for granted. They'll just automatically take you for granted. So it's really important that you set some boundaries, learn to say no, and then spirit, I'm open to receive. Because if you're giving all the time, the universe looks at you and they're like, well, they're not ready to receive because they're too busy giving and giving, giving. It has to be balanced because you can stop the flow of prosperity and abundance coming to you if you're constantly giving, right? It's the balance, like the yin and the yang, right? Like, the dark and the white, all of these things, the positive and the negative, and so on and so on and so on. It's really, really important. So, that's the thing. Focus on what your priorities are, and really, because when you work on your priorities and get that done, when you have that heart talk with someone, like, maybe that destined person out of your past is coming for a job or for like a soulmate relationship or a partnership or whatever it is. Speak from your heart, your truth. It's like, wow, that's amazing. Or I'm open to start a new relationship. Just be honest. Be really, really honest. Just say, this is what I'm looking for. I'm not sure if, that's what you want. However, this is what I want. So it's really important to keep your heart open. And when you're making decisions, you're like, oh my gosh, You want to have that talk. When you have that talk with someone, or you make that phone call, or you get something out of the way, you can be like, you know what, I feel much better now. You want to find that peace within and be in stillness. So you might even find, like even on the 7th and the 8th, that you're going to want to find that stillness within. You're going to be like, I'm seeing how things are coming together. You're going to start even strengthening bonds and connections with people, even on the 7th and the 8th. Reach out, that's when it's like, I just really want to reach out to my friend or to this person. Or maybe it's been a while since I've talked to that person, or somebody, maybe you want to reach out to somebody you haven't talked to in a while and resolve conflicts and situations, to heal and so on. And that can be like family or friends or business, or like it can be with anybody. So you're going to find that whenever you're more in alignment within your soul, things will come together even more so in divine timing, more in synchronicity. And as you resolve situations, new doors open. They do. Believe me, they do. New opportunities present itself to you, like this week especially, right? But when you are getting presented with a new opportunity, really pay attention to it and say, you know what, is this the right time for me? Does this feel like the right path? Be really honest, but I don't know what to do, Jeni. Okay, so write down all the positives and write down all the negatives. And then step out of your comfort zone. Sometimes we got to step out of our comfort zone and take risks for things and really make it happen. That's what goal setting is all about. Short-term goals, long-term goals. Yeah, but Jeni, I just really screwed up and everything. Now I'm so backtracked. Gosh, don't be hard on yourself. I'm really hard on myself. Like, believe me, I'm really hard on myself. And that's when we're like, okay, look at the progress we've made so far with this. You can get back on track, set new goals, revamp things. What did you learn from that? What did you learn from what you were doing before? Where are we headed? Because you're going to want to come into alignment more with your true self. Because when you're being authentic, that's when things happen for you that you're like, wow, that's more in alignment with who I am. If you're trying to be somebody else that you're not, you can attract certain things to you, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to work out because that's not who you are. You're trying to copy somebody. You're trying to be somebody you're not. That works against you. We all have our own journey to walk upon and go through and everything like that, of course. And you don't want to get stuck in that pain. You don't want to like, oh my God, those other people have all of these things. That's their journey. That's their journey. Are you working towards your goals? Are you making that happen? Like I do a lot of things and I don't say anything. I just keep on moving on and people are like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. Like, wow, or I can't believe you went there. Like you didn't say anything. There's no need to. Like I just do a lot of different things and people aren't aware of it. Like there's certain people that I talk with, yeah, but certain situations you can put up, people get upset because they're not there. What is that about? Seriously, what is that about? Make it happen. Make changes. The only way you'll see any change is to make change happen. One step at a time. Baby steps, short-term goals, long-term goals, right? So really, really work through situation. Like really make that wish, be very specific. I get people like, oh my God, I attracted somebody to me, like, oh my God, and then they're like, oh my God, this is not good. And I'm like, okay, pause. Don't be hard on yourself. What qualities did you start writing down that you're looking for in a job, in a home, in our relationships, and so on and so on? But Jeni, they haven't committed to me yet. Okay. Did you ask them what they were looking for? Are they like, looking for a friendship? Are they, not ready to make a commitment? Are they single? Are they going through a healing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of different factors and state. And you can't force somebody to fall in love with you. I believe I talk to a lot of different people every day, and I get it. We can have our heart set on somebody, but Jeni, they don't want me. Then that's not your person, or it's not the right timing, right? So you have to surrender that, move on with your life and so on, and keep your heart open, right? That's why I do soulmate readings and past life akashic record readings too, because I give you those reasons, why this isn't happening. And I'll also tell you about that person you're interested in with all of these details and let you know if it's going to work out or not. And then it's up to you, of course, right? Keep your heart open. So, so now let's just kind of like have a little chat with the cards. I don't use cards at all whenever I'm with someone because I'm clairvoyant, psychic medium. So I read into your energy and see where you're at and give you all insights from spirits and so on and so on. However, here on YouTube, yes, this is collective energy as well. So not all of you guys are going to resonate with these cards. Some of you will and going to be like, oh my God, then that's the card for you, right? So I'm going to start off because this is a week of destined relationships, business as well, you guys. Romance too, yes, but there's a lot of new doors opening up for you. So I wanted to use the romance angel cards by Doreen Virtue. So let's get some romance going, shall we? Some of you might be like, oh my God, maybe some of you will get proposed to. I'm just saying. So now make sure you guys clear your cards before. I always clear my decks before, and I get drawn to what spirit is pointing me to, what decks to use. That's because I get people, how do you know what decks to use? And I'm like, I don't. I just kind of go in the moment, and then I'm like, okay, spirit, please show me what decks I'm to use. That's how I do it. And then I just surrender and okay, alrighty then. All right. So what is the energy from the 1st of February till the 8th? Like, don't cling on to fear, you guys. Like, let fears go, because fears, they can create roadblocks. So you don't want that. We all have fears and stuff. So really pay attention to what's coming up for you this week, because your soul wants you to be at peace. And as I was shuffling the cards, it's very cool. What card fell down? New love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Now, this new person can also be somebody from your past. Let's say that you haven't talked to for a long time, or maybe all of a sudden they're not married, or maybe they're single, or maybe you're single all of a sudden, and stuff like that. But just make sure that you do take time to heal after ending takes place with your relationship, because if you don't, you're bringing in like unhealed baggage and emotions from your past relationship into a new relationship, and your new relationship will struggle because your new person could trigger you somehow, which brings back memories of your last person, and then there's issues right away. So this is why it's really, really important to just really take your time processing, letting go, and all of these things. So that way, because in order for a new relationship to work, two people must want the same thing and be at the same frequency to really, expand things. There's more to it than that, of course, I get that, right? But, new love. Maybe some of you are all of a sudden going to meet your destined person this week. Is this not a week of destined connections, divine timing, expect the unexpected? And we're not even at Valentine's Day yet, right? You know, just saying, just saying. All right then. So I'm hearing, I'm also an animal communicator, so I literally get messages all the time from animals that have passed on and animals that are currently here as well. Like literally, you have no idea. All like I get messages 24/7. That's all I'm going to say. Like, so I'm going to talk to Whispers of the Ocean by Angela Hartfelt. Let's see what message. All right, here we go. Now, gliding through currents with a different approach, you will glide through a situation with grace and ease. Is this not a week of opportunities? Going inward by listening to your soul, your gut instinct, and bringing your understanding, perspective, or behavior into flow will help your dreams take flight. You know how I said, like, if you're working through like a toxic patterns or behaviors that you're like, oh my gosh, I got to really tone it down. I got to speak more from my heart rather than my ego out of fear. Like maybe my behavior, maybe I shouldn't say this or that. I mean, you will know personally yourself, right? Like certain patterns that you want to break and work through and all of that. So it's like putting things more into perspective, and especially as things are coming more in alignment and start to open up for you this week, you very well might have to change your tune. I'm just saying, right? Always be honest and speak from your heart. The truth shall set you free. The more dishonest you are with other people or your person, that's going to work against you. Believe me, it will. And you might even see that this week. Expect the unexpected, right? So maybe you wanted to break up with your person, but all of a sudden your person breaks up with you, or anything. Like if your job, you're not happy, I hate my job and did it, and all of a sudden you get let go, and you're like, when you were gonna quit. So the universe has a tendency to step in. You got to be careful where your thoughts are, by the way. Maybe some of you are going to get that dream job, as I'm saying. I'm just saying, like there's this is a really big week, really big week. So let's talk to Ancestor Spirit Oracle cards by Jade Sky. Like, let me know what's going on, you guys. Like, what's happening? You follow me on Instagram, Jeni Ji Cousins, as well. My team puts up, content there. 1st to the 8th of February. What's the message? Interact. Wow. Is this not a week to interact? Interact and relate. Community, family, and traditions. Is this not a week to heal? Is this not a week to communicate? Maybe you're gonna you get that phone call from someone, as I mentioned, that you had a falling out with. Maybe you talk to one of your family members or friend or business associates or your partner, either head in head. That looks like love right there. That looks like unconditional love. Let's just really communicate. I'm just literally seeing like a group of people, like some of you who are wanting to teach a class, or some of you who might be in a class. I'm literally seeing like a group of people. Um, there's a teacher, like I've seen more of a woman. Um, could be like a meditation. It very well could be like some type of class or something. The lights are dimmer. There's some, really nice music on, and she's talking, she's saying something. So, that's community love. Like, that's what I'm saying. Maybe that class starts this week, if it's a yoga class or meditation or like whatever class. It could be biology, for goodness sakes, right? Like it literally could be anything. Make sure that you're following what you're truly passionate about. Like there's some people might say, well, how do I know if I'm going to like it? Well, you're not going to know until you do it. Like, over the years and years, I've taken like workshops and seminars. Like, oh my God, I started my metaphysical studies when I was 14. So I've been to a lot of different places, met a lot of gurus and all these kinds of things, and studied. Um, and I have taken like classes, let's say, or workshops that I'm like, oh my God, this is so boring, like or whatever. However, it's really important to see what you learned from that experience. There's always something to learn. You could see a movie and be like, oh my God, that movie was really boring, right? But it's like, okay, what positive sides did you see with it? Absolutely nothing. That can happen. That can happen. Right. So just, I always take like a negative situation and turn it into a positive. What did you learn from that? Like, really, what did you guys learn from that situation? So let me know what's going on with you guys. Subscribe to my channel, for goodness sakes. Right. You'll get video content. Follow me on Instagram and I will follow you right back. So have a beautiful, wonderful week. Like my video. It really helps as I'm building my channel. And I will chat with you.